Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. I wanted to talk in this video about integrity. I was working with my friend today in London, John. John's doing my 6 weeks transformation program, and we're on session 4. And before I meet John and before I meet my other students, I always do a certain type of meditation just to sort of kind of get me in the right state to work with people, make sure that I get all my negativity out of the way and I'm calm and I can really get myself present. I think it's a good idea for any teacher actually, a little tip there, if you're teaching people. I mean, it's common sense but not always common practice. You should make sure that you get yourself right so you can focus with the person, be present, listen, because that's what most of my teaching is about, listening to people's problems and then, you know, offering the solution, getting them to actually recognize the solution in themselves. So anyway, integrity is really important. I'm going to be straight with you guys. I'm not going to be a contradiction. I've just got my integrity right in the last year, about a year and a half. So I said the same to John. I said, as I'm teaching you and explaining this to you now, I'm hearing it back, and I'm also making sure that my integrity is intact, which it is. And even he agreed, integrity is felt. It's easy to come onto a video blog or to write about it or to say I've got integrity, but people will feel it when they meet you, and you'll feel it. You now watching this video, you'll feel it in your own life. You'll feel it spiritually, you'll feel it emotionally, and you'll see it in your life. So I want to go into this video some of the things I shared with John. I'm not going to go into the full whack because that would take me 2 hours, but I'm going to go into the main core basis of what I was teaching John about integrity and what he was teaching me back. We were both discussing it. So exciting, and it's also incredibly challenging. And I think most men struggle with integrity, women struggle with integrity, and I know I'm talking about it a lot, but the first thing that comes to mind when I think of integrity is pick-up artistry, because pick-up artistry doesn't have integrity. It doesn't have integrity. You're actually practicing the opposite. So we have to be very careful as men when we're going out and we're practicing how to build our confidence with women and how to improve our conversation skills. We must be very, very careful that we are actually practicing integrity for the obvious reasons, because obviously you don't want to go out and start damaging women and cheating people, but you don't want to cheat yourself and damage yourself. So I said to John in the lesson, I said, John, I've lived many years of my life out of integrity, and lots of people thought I was really good with women. And I thought I was good with women as well, because let's get it straight, if you have a discussion amongst men in a pub, in a bar, in a social gathering, wherever you talk online, if you say I'm good with women, the first thing that will probably come to a man's mind is, do you have sex with women? It'll be along the lines of sleeping with women and just picturing a man that's around women. That's what I used to believe. But from my understanding and my experience, that doesn't mean anything close that you're good with women. I've said it before. Good with women, good with yourself. So I'm going to explain the contradiction within integrity, and I'm going to explain, I guess, the hypocrisy in the dating and the pickup industry about the perception of what it is to be good with women, like I said. And it's interesting because I went on this 11-year journey and I was, like all guys are, insecure, nervous, afraid that I wouldn't be liked, afraid a woman would never love me, afraid I'd get left behind. There was a feeling that I'm going to get left behind because I don't have what it takes. And it bothered me. It did bother me. It made me angry. It made me resentful. It made me feel that way towards other people. It made me jealous when I'd see other guys doing well. I couldn't help it. I feel guilty that good. I think, why comes he's doing well and I'm not doing well? I'm a good person. What's going on? What about me? And sometimes the voices would come up and even say, I'm better looking than him, and he's still got a better looking girlfriend than me. I can't even get a woman. I can't even get any woman. And then another voice would come up and say, it's because he's got money. He got lucky. It's because he got lucky. But that wasn't true. It wasn't true. And even if that was true, even if he did get lucky and he did have money, what's that got to do with me? What's that got to do with you? If I'm being really, really honest, and I have these conversations, I have this with John because we get on really well, I have it with all the guys that I work with, because that's the whole point. People are paying me for me to tell them the truth and to show them where they're going wrong and to help them to straighten out with their integrity. Usually you know when your integrity is out, because you will be having lots of these divided thoughts, you will be feeling this way. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't occasionally I get that thought coming up, because we're human beings, but you'll notice more. The less integrity you have, the more jealousy you will feel towards other people. The more self-hate that you'll feel, the more you'll project out. It's just the way it works in my experience and from teaching people. So what I said to John was, I said, look, I could take you out, John, and I could take you around London, and I could teach you right now how to pick women up and how to sleep with them. I could do that easy for you. I could show you that. But that would be me showing you with no integrity. Is that what you want? He says, no, of course not. And I said, well, I wouldn't teach you that anyway. That's what I used to teach. Obviously, it was a long time ago, and that was when I was in a different place completely, and I had different perceptions about what was right. So I said, I want you to speak to women, you know, during the program and outside the program, because that's really when the magic happens. We stress the muscle along the 6 weeks program. We do the heavy stuff, a lot of the counselling, a lot of talking. We do walk around London, you speak to women, you speak to people, you work on overcoming social anxiety. But in your private life, you have to keep the practice up. Now, there's two practices I was teaching John, and I'm teaching all you guys on the 6 weeks programs, people I'm speaking to over Skype doing coaching, on the weekend programs, through the YouTube videos. And that's my message now, it's tight. I'm saying, we practice integrity socially. How do we do it? It's the blueprint to my philosophy, if there was a blueprint in that sense. We go up to people and we be sincere, honest, vulnerable, and completely open about how we feel. So if we see a girl in the park and we like her, we go speak to her. We tell her the truth. We don't use lines. We don't use trickery or manipulation. We don't say things to make her feel bad and then to try and trick her. There's no integrity in that. So I'm just gonna, I know I'm going off on one a little bit because there's a lot to sort of unload of you. So I'll give you an example when I wasn't living a life of integrity, and I'll sort of paint a picture for you so you can kind of hear what my life was like. Hopefully you'll kind of get a feeling of what it was like to be me and the lifestyle, and then I'll tell you when it all come crashing down. And I see this with a lot of men. I see this mistake, especially in the pickup community and the dating industry. And you haven't just got to look there, just go on to just look on the news and read the papers, even though I don't read that stuff, and I don't advise you to watch it. So, when I didn't have integrity, now it's a strong thing to say, so like, as I'm saying this now, don't take it personal. Don't say, oh my god, Johnny's attacking me because I haven't got integrity, because most people haven't. The exciting thing is I'm actually showing you some ways now that you can straighten it up. So integrity isn't like, you know, this bottle in my hand. It's not like, taken away, you don't have integrity. You have integrity. Integrity is something within. Integrity is basically a set of ethics that you practice. And those ethics, those practices will actually do this. They'll shape your reality. They'll shape your reality in the material world. And spiritually, self-esteem, that's what I wanted to talk about. The kingdom within, which is what I'm helping John to build. And John is actually helping me back to maintain my kingdom within. Because I said to John, the most difficult part of integrity, I think, is not having integrity, it's maintaining integrity. Because we're all born with integrity. I can bet my last dollar now you watching this video, if not all of you, most of you, all of you, have had a good upbringing. Even if your father was strict or mother, but your family had good ethics, there was integrity there. No one's perfect, guys, right? So just mention that. But the basis of your upbringing, your culture, you were probably taught by your mum, respect people, good manners, thank you, no thank you, to have personal boundaries as well, not to let people walk all over you, but do it in the right way. So, you know, say no to drugs, for example, say no to doing bad things and hurting people. That's integrity. It's obvious, we know what it is. So, integrity is quite easy to have, but to maintain it's the challenge, because we're always being tempted by our false ego. We'll always be tempted by that voice. That voice says, oh, come on, just have another drink. It doesn't matter. Or come on, you know what? Go and sleep with that girl. Her boyfriend won't mind. You know what? Her boyfriend's, they're going to break up soon, so just go sleep with her. That's fine. That's not fine. It's not fine. I did it myself. I'll tell you guys straight now. And I was ashamed of it at the time, but I paid the price. It completely changed. A few years ago, listen to this. Listen to this. God is my witness. I'm not lying. I was out doing some filming with Imran, and Imran's one of my best friends I've had. I've had many good friends. He'd done a lot of film work with me. We became really close. And Imran's integrity is actually really good at the time, and it's still good. It's still good. That was a slip up. Sorry, Imran, I didn't mean that. I mean, his integrity was much better than mine. So when he was filming me for YouTube, I was getting him to film me to do some in fields for a project. And I picked up this woman. I'm not going to go into detail to breach her information. Basically, even at the time, I could didn't feel right. The energy of her didn't feel right. She was beautiful, but the voices came up. And then when I went on a date with her, I can't remember the exact date or time, but she had announced to me that she had a boyfriend, but it wasn't going well. She was living with him, and I'd had a girlfriend at the time, and my relationship wasn't going well. So my integrity is meeting her integrity, which is not great, because we're both cheating. We're both cheaters. So we've had integrity, we've had partners, and we're going out. I sleep with her, and I don't enjoy it, and I feel really rubbish after. And I sleep with her a few more times, and then after, she starts arguing, attacking me, and I thought, I've got to get away from her. We both decided to stop seeing each other, and we went our separate ways. And that was when I was really going to the end of when things were falling apart for me. Relationships were breaking down. I was getting a lot of social anxiety again. I was experiencing a lot of depression, and that was because I'd built up a great business, a great platform with good intentions and integrity when I first started, and I got caught up in the voices of other people that pick up community, and people that had said things, or the pressures of, oh, maybe my girlfriend's not attractive enough, I need to get more. See, I had the integrity. My integrity got me a lovely girlfriend, 3 years, nice house, good business. Fell out, insecurities, old stuff from the past. The voices pulled me out. I told John this story, so John knows, and you guys know, that I'm not just speaking about it. I've learnt from my mistakes. I've made some horrid mistakes that I'm not proud of, but I don't regret, because it was a lesson that I had to learn to become a better teacher, so I wouldn't sound like I'm a reformed smoker who's telling everyone else you should stop smoking because I have. So when I do these videos, they are not, I know it can sound I'm preaching, but they're not telling you what to do. Quite frankly, I don't care if you don't follow what I say in this advice, in this video. I would be happy if you said, I watched your video, Johnny, and it's changed my life, and I'm living with integrity now, or I'm working towards it, and my life changing. I'll be so happy. I get emails, by the way, and thank you, you know who you are, every single day saying you've changed my life, or seeing your video, or seeing that you were afraid made me feel better, or knowing what you've overcome, or seeing what you did for a student, or just something you said in the video. It's brilliant, you know. And I also get attacked by people as well. It's always going to happen. I have a few, but most of it's positive, which is great. And I'm noticing the sharper my integrity is, the better reality that I attract. It just makes sense, doesn't it? Business, relationships. So after I experienced that with a girl, it made me really think about what is being good with women. Because on one hand, I've got the community saying, that Johnny Berba guy is good, you know. He gets laid, and he's good at meeting women. So I'm going, yeah, my ego likes that. That's right. I'm justifying it, but the inside, I spoke about this in the last video about loneliness. The inside, the inner man, your inner God, or your feeling of your integrity, basically the integrity that alarms inside, was thinking, something's up here. This doesn't feel like the real me. It's not the man that my mum brought up, and my family, you know, and my close friends and my girlfriend. Where is this guy coming from? Completely changing personality, sub-personality, which comes up from insecurity, lack of self-worth, or you know, and the ego trip. The ego loves it, the validation from women, you know, the proof. So not too long after that, I continued down doing that more and more. I felt more and more worse about myself. Didn't matter about the money, didn't matter about the fame and the recognition. Eventually I stopped. So I decided to make changes. I decided to do what John did. John invested in me, someone who is a well-respected, well-branded life and dating coach, who proves that their philosophy works in the world and is honest about his mistakes and has changed it. So I invested in a good teacher. For a year and a half, I'm still getting mentoring. It's amazing, it's transformative. Because I needed someone to point me in directions where I was going wrong. And you need someone to tell you, because your friends are not going to do it, your family's not going to do it, because people don't want to hurt your feelings. I was paying someone to tell me and hurt my feelings because I wanted to put my life right. I wanted to live a life of integrity. I don't care about getting laid. I didn't care about sex no more. I wanted nothing but love, honesty and integrity in my life, which is something I was born with, but I got a little bit interrupted along the way because of bullying, trauma, and just following the crowd. Like this school teacher said to my mum at school, your son is very lovely and talented, but he follows the crowd. So I decided to stop following the crowd. And I'm going to make a bit of a joke, and now the crowd follows me, the good crowd. I don't mean that in an aggressive way, I just mean people are inspired by me, which is great, and we inspire each other. I said to John today, if you think for 1 second that I'm teaching you and I've got it all handled out, no I haven't. You're teaching me as much as I'm teaching you. You're giving me the fine pleasure of allowing me, you know, to trust me to have this friendship. And his results, he is transforming. Said his mum has seen a difference. He's a lot more socially relaxed. He's speaking to women naturally. I don't even have to tell him to go over and say talk to that girl. He's doing it naturally. We walked around central London today, went around the park, went into a nice coffee shop that I like, a really posh place I love. He loved it. He's talking to the waitress. I didn't tell him to do it. I just sat and got down, had a coffee, let him do it. This is what happens when you start practicing integrity, and he's being more social at work. This is what my teaching is about. And we went through some really good concepts, and I said to him, integrity is not just becoming a good person, it's finding out who you are. John said the same thing to me. He said that, you know what, I never really enjoyed alcohol, John. I said, me too, John. I'll be straight with you, John. I'll tell you the truth now. I only drank alcohol because I was socially awkward and I didn't really know what to say. And because my mates were doing it, I wanted to fit in. That's not to say that I haven't enjoyed having a drink, because there's been some occasions with family gatherings. I remember times when me and Floyd would have a drink, he'd cook food, I'd cook food, we'd sit in the house and I'd have a drink with my girlfriend, a glass of wine, I love it. But most times going out and doing the whole binge drinking and trying to pull women and the showing off thing, it wasn't for me. So now I said to John, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm going to explain why my energy has shifted, why I'm so relaxed and my integrity is in place, because I've given up alcohol, I've stopped watching pornography, I've stopped talking about people behind their back, especially close friends, because I used to do that and everyone around me did it. I've stopped doing it. And if people try and encourage me to do it, I don't do it. I can hear what they're saying, go, okay, I won't do it. I've stopped cheating on women. As a matter of fact, I've got no women around me. I've moved into a single room to get me away, to get myself straightened out. I spent over a year working on my integrity. It's taken me to the next level. And the connections we had is incredible. Just being so present with a person. I spoke to John about eye contact. I said a lot of people struggle with I struggled with eye contact when my integrity was bad, because there was a lot of guilt and shame. It was hard for me to look at people for a long time. I was carrying it. Body language was showing it. So we practiced it. I practiced standing with people at close quarters, having these conversations now. I'm literally giving you a free taster. This is exactly what I do with a lot of my guys on the 6 weeks program. But we do it in person. It's a lot more powerful in person because you're actually there. So we have these conversations. These conversations are expansive, they expand your mind. And then when you actually go and put them into practice, you see your life transforming. And then it's no surprise when you walk into a room that you haven't got to say too much and women are attracted to you. This is the true natural. So for me, pick up Artistry. In a sense, it has good intentions that it wants to be that man of integrity, but the practices that you're doing, you're actually going out, you're practicing deception. Took me 11 years to realise that. So they often say in the man's spiritual journey, sometimes going down the wrong path, you're going to put you onto the right one. And this is the work I'm doing with the guys, and it shows in the proof. Proof is in the pudding. So it's very exciting. And I said to John, every single day I'm challenged with inner voices, with bullying voices, with ego voices, with sometimes the projections of other people that you just meet in life, trying to tempt me out of integrity. Voices coming up, come on Johnny, no one's gonna know. The guys on YouTube won't know, your friends won't know, your family won't know. If you just sleep with that girl, and that girl won't mind anyway, surely, no, not doing it. Pull that voice away. Because I know. It doesn't matter that you guys don't know. It doesn't matter that my family don't know. It doesn't matter that friends don't know. I carry it, and that's what's important. And that's why I said to John, we overcome social judgment, or we get better with integrity. Don't need to worry about what I think, John, about you. Don't need to worry about what other people think, what the guys think. I'm talking to you guys now as well. I'm actually talking to me as well, so get that right. Doesn't matter what everyone thinks, doesn't matter what about the people in the past said. All that matters is about what you think. Once you access the kingdom within, everything else is a bonus. Because the integrity is the self-love. The self-love is the most precious thing a man can have, and a woman. Self-love is the reason why you're watching this video now. Even if you don't realise it on a conscious level. Self-love is the reason why I'm doing this video. That's why I do it. When people wrote to me the other day and say, oh Johnny, you're greedy or you're charging for this and that, I'm saying, this not making sense. I do this because I fucking love it. It makes me feel love. Yeah, I love it. I love it. If that's selfish, it's the best form of selfishness, because I got to get my kingdom right, which I have, to help you guys get your kingdom right. And it comes naturally. I love doing it. I love being it. I love it. So the integrity is the self-love. When we've got integrity, we're going to attract a woman with the same. We're also going to be able to, I don't know if this is a real word, detract or push away, without any violence or any judgment or being rude, push away women that don't have integrity. I'm going to say this carefully. I love women, and I know things get so misinterpreted from the media, especially because I've been on the BBC from my old self who didn't have integrity. I've changed now. I love women. I respect women. I respect women and men equal as equals. There's lots of women though, like men, that don't have integrity. I met loads, but I was sleeping with them when I didn't have integrity. So we must be careful, guys. I said this to one of my students. You don't go and sleep with a woman when she's damaged to fill your ego or to get laid or put a notch on your things. That's selfish towards her. Even if she wants you to sleep with her, if you can sense she's damaged, unless you love her and you're going to be in a relationship with her and you're going to take care of her, that's fine. But don't sleep with damaged women to fill your ego, because that will not build you a kingdom within. Said the same to John rather, I call him Johnny. That will build you a kingdom outside, a false one. And for me, that's what Pickup Artistry is about. It's building an egoic personality. So yeah, you're getting laid. Yeah, you're getting laid. But you're getting laid at the cost of practicing deception. That energy carries in your life. So you go on the street and you're sleeping with 4 different women all behind their back, and you're bragging to your friends, texting, laughing about it. But life's laughing at you. Life's laughing at you, and the world's laughing at you, and you are literally killing your self-esteem. You're killing your self-esteem, and the exciting thing about the ego is it plays tricks on us, because it convinces us that it's the right thing to do, because we get that rush, that hit. And yes, I know, I still have got an ego as well. I've got a massive ego. That's why I'm on all over the YouTube with subscribers and wanting to be liked. But my intentions are good. And my job is to focus on my integrity and make sure every single video I do from now comes from a place of pure integrity. That's why I'm doing the video in my room. I don't have to go out with fancy cameras and run up and down the streets of London picking up women, although my ego loves doing that. It loves it. Go back on the YouTube, look at my old videos. I only do videos from a place of honesty. Of course, I'm going to do videos. I've already got to remind you, I shot a new video yesterday, and I'm going to be uploading it tonight into the members area. So if you want to see demonstrations now, you're going to subscribe to my members area. You're going to invest $6.99 a month, and this is going to help with your integrity. Watching that channel and seeing demonstrations of me going out and practicing integrity and connecting with women. But all the sleazy stuff, as I said, I don't do it no more. And so it's good. So this is the practice I gave John, I want to give you. You guys practice for this week or from today forever. It's to practice being able to be honest with yourself and recognize your authentic self versus your false self. So see if you can resist the desires from your ego and see if you can feed your authentic self. So if the voice comes up and says, just put on pornography, no one's gonna know, I'll have a quick one and then I won't do it no more. I used to do it to me. Think about it. Every time you do that, you're damaging your integrity. If the voice comes up, says, I want to talk bad about my friend behind his back for no reason, just because I'm angry and I'm not making money or think life ain't going well, recognize it and don't do it. If the voice comes up and says, you know what, I really love my girlfriend, but there's this girl at work, or I've got a number today on the street and I'm tempted to text it just to see if I can make something happen. Don't do that. Don't sell yourself short. Don't cheat on your girlfriend. You've been cheating yourself. So your job is to recognize where your integrity is being tempted out and to stay on it. And the rewards are massive self-love. Why is self-love important? Without self-love, we have nothing. I read it in a book. This is why I'm talking about it before I did the lesson. Now, I'm not going to go into where the book was from, I can't remember, but the actual chapter I read was about a successful man who become a millionaire through complete virtue and good practice. And he said, if a man doesn't have integrity, he's got nothing. He said it doesn't matter if you make money, because of course there's lots of people in the world that are making money without integrity, but they're never happy on the inside. And we sit back and go, yeah, but he's got a nice house, he's got a nice car, he's got money, but we don't know what he feels like when he goes to sleep at night. I told you guys in the last video about loneliness. I heard a Zen quote or a spiritual quote somewhere, sorry, my mind's all getting jogged up, passionate, and it said, when a man can sit in a room on his own, in the dark, this is a metaphor. When a man can sit in a room, in the dark, know who he is and be comfortable in himself, he's on the right path of the spiritual journey. I love you guys, enjoy the process. Remember guys, you must have integrity. And it's a real challenge to stay in it, but the rewards are worth it. I'll see you soon.